Well, hello everyone. Welcome to week 8 of Formula G. We are in South Africa today, and we've got 5 more racers to showcase in this matchup. Calamity, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hi, how are you?
I'm excited about South Africa. Really interesting challenge for our drivers, Calamity.
Yeah, South Africa is probably one of the easiest countries we've got this season in Formula G, especially because Mapper's map is also focused on being pinpointable. So that means
Mhm.
you'll usually, while South Africa can be a bit of trouble if you're placed not on an intersection on a long straight road, Mapper's map eliminates that option completely. And because most of the intersections in South Africa have good signs, you're usually going to find out where you are pretty quickly. And as we always say, with 5 minutes every single round, I'm expecting a lot of 25Ks this week.
Yeah, definitely on a pinpointable map. South Africa is a dream come true for many of these drivers. So any points dropped are going to cost you lots of places in the standings. So our 5 drivers today are me, Zotomo, Baseman, Calamity U in round 3, and Wickholm, and rounding things off is Carp. So let's just get right into this with me in round number 1. And sure enough, start in a city
Yep.
and at an intersection that
Yeah,
actually has street signs.
it does.
There we go.
Which I didn't notice at all the first time I spawned here. I was just off trying to look for the city name.
Ah, there you go. It does pay to spend a little bit of time at the start to at least acknowledge that. Trying to figure out which way might be the best way to go here. And I'm just going to pick this direction and head on west.
Yeah, what are those things actually that the street names are on? Not the ones on the signpost, but are those like bins or just, I don't know what they are.
Hmm. Changed my mind. I'm going to go east now, at least. I'm not sure. There's the little white signs on the corner next to the signals that usually are the street names. But yeah, there's one on the bin too, or whatever that is. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, yes.
I think it's the same street name, right?
Yeah, it's just on every corner. Like I noticed the bins or whatever they are
Mm.
first. I didn't see the street
They
signs.
might be electrical boxes. I didn't really see a lid. I didn't see like a cap or what are they, like a hole to put garbage in or something like that. So I'm not sure. There we go. The R 36 probably. uh Down south, Belfast, Pretoria, Johannesburg. So we know we are along that road up north somewhere as I make a nice circle mark.
Hmm.
Probably the 36th, given the numbering system. And there we go. There's the 36. So not only do we have a really good sign at the starting location, but we've got a not too bad of a sign far away, giving us some city names. Now I've got to find them in order.
I mean, the order isn't that hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Goes from top to bottom.
There we go. There's Belfast.
Yep. Then there's Middelburg and then Pretoria and Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I don't think you know which city we're actually in, do you?
No, I just like we're on this road, and so this is why I realized we need to go back and
Mm.
go down that road that the sign points to. We'll see if we can't get a road sign. Nope, not one there. That might be it. Nope. This is funny because I remember this. There's a tree right in front of it, which I had to move a little bit further for that. That's no good. It's a brown sign. Under 2 minutes left to play. So now I'm on a mission to find city name.
This is quite funny to me because I remember in the opposite direction of where you went at the start, there were just loads of city name mentions all around.
Ah, okay. Well, I saw that sign that said like down this road is, these cities. So I'm like, okay, if we go the reverse, we'll see signs pointing into, what a street number or a sign, a city up ahead, something. And all I get is nothing.
Yep.
So I get lots of street names, but I already know that. So, no, keep going, my friend. Keep going. It's that, age-old dilemma in GeoGuessr, right? Where, okay, which way do I go? Where do I try to find signs? Sometimes you're lucky by going the other direction and they're being right there, and I'm going to spend the time going all the way down this road until I hit an intersection. I believe that's what I find.
Oh, I don't remember actually if I think I ended up at a similar place than this, but I don't remember if it was in round 1 or round 5. It just looked
So
very
here we
similar.
go. So now I know we are north. And there's a sort of municipality name that I can't really read. Blur it out a bit. No, the good sign was back there. There we go. So now we know.
Yep.
There we go. The intersection, we started north of that. Now just get to where'd it go? There it is. The street intersection name.
I think you clicked on the right one.
I did. Yeah. I just wanted to confirm it. I got 10 seconds left. Got to use that time. Checking all of my points of interest. And I'll guess 3 seconds early for the ace. Very well. Very nicely. Yeah, done. Yeah, exactly. Calamity, pinpointable. Street location with road signs and lots of other major roads in the area that you can kind of figure out to triangulate your position.
Yeah, it just I took 2 minutes and 35 for that round, and I think the first time I noticed that there were street names was about 2 minutes in.
Yeah. Well, again, like the information at the beginning of the round is actually the least important because you can always jump back to that location, reread those signs. So you don't really need to know the intersection at the very beginning. You need to know it once you found the town, and then just hop back. So you can definitely wait and save that for the last bit. As you can see, you got an ace as well on this one. How did everybody else do?
Hop very fast, 1:29 for a full 5k. The Basement took all 5 minutes, but did get the 5k as well. And Embricom only 1,397 points. Sort of guessed in suburbs of Johannesburg.
So maybe just missed all the signs or not too familiar with something?
Maybe it's hard to tell without seeing his perspective.
We also know his internet can often be slow, so maybe he had a hard time moving around to see a whole lot with that. Well, let's check out the Baseman's second round here, see how he does. And we have a very dirty camera, but right at the start, nice intersection, R502 with some town names. And he will zoom in to try to find that. Now, we talked about a little bit in our show. There we go. He's got those towns right off the bat. The R roads are somewhat well labeled and organized, but they can be a little bit tricky nonetheless. But these ones, he seems to know where they are.
Yeah, generally the 3-digit ones are much better well numbered than the 2-digit ones.
So now we've got a road going to the north, but no road to the south. Gonna have to try to check and see if there is sure enough, there it is. South heading road just south of him. There we go. Take him about a minute and an ace 4 meters away from him as well. He's really going for that speed record here. He just zips through that. We can see an ace for you as well, Calamity. A very simple, straightforward round.
Yeah, I took a surprisingly long amount of time to realize that there was that second road just, a bit further west, but not that long, like 1:30. Carp, similar time, also 5k, and the same goes for you and Emwicholm.
Yeah, just actually, very fast, even for somebody like me, but then just confirming that you are in that road, making sure you get the right intersection. I'm not the fastest at that, so my time kind of suffers for that one. But yeah, a very fast lightning round almost. We're playing speed GeoGuessr here in South Africa as we head into round 3 with you, Calamity, and see how fast you can get an ace in this round. Well, no real sign at the start, at least.
Yep. kind of like a rural town, not too
Mhm.
big. But just given by the way the landscape looks, it always kind of reminds me of that sort of Lesotho, Eswatini area.
Yeah, exactly. So, but not too far up the road is the intersection we are looking for. Town only a kilometer away really helps. The R617. Yeah, sure. It reminds you of the Lesotho area, and that's why you start looking in the west of the country.
Hmm? Yeah, I was looking for the R617,
Yeah,
and I mean, I was just
there it
looking
is.
through where the road numbers could be.
Mm, there it is. That's the town, correct? It's a
Yep.
kilometer away. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it.
Nope. Not going for that
There we
one.
go. There we go. Now this is a little bit of a tricky thing. We didn't have a decent, clear road name or intersection to start with. So the trick was how far in town did you start down this road? I think really, um, you have to do a pretty good job of counting roads, since none of these are named. I
Yeah,
wasn't able to find a name at least. Were you?
no, I wasn't. But you can help
Mm.
yourself by the road direction and where you got side roads coming off. And you know, the side roads coming off are not so like regular that you
Mm.
couldn't just look at a couple of them, and if all of them match up, then you know you're probably in the right place.
Oh, okay. So just a certain combination
Yep.
only appears once along the road, and sure enough, an ace for you there, playing very early as you can see. For that one. But yeah, not too far up the road. Good information for that one. I can tell you right now, this did cost me my perfect game as I was just too far up the road. Didn't quite pick the right intersection for this one, unfortunately. Everybody else, Calamity?
Yeah, 5Ks for Carp and Basement as well, 3 meters away each. And Zotomo and Mwicholm, you two just a bit further off, 400 meters roughly for Mwicholm and
Mm.
600 something for you.
Yeah, I think I tried to count the number of roads and
That
it
must have been
turned
some
out to
bad
be,
counting.
yeah. Well, the problem was like, I was like, is this a road or not?
Mm,
And so that kind of thing where it's like, well, there's this little path here. I don't know if I count it or not because I can't tell if it's named. And so, yeah, just grossly underestimated how far I traveled in that
mm.
one for sure. But yeah, very nicely done for three of our drivers here. Well, let's move to M. Wickholm. He's two non-aces and one ace. Let's see if he can get an ace in round 4 to make it an even 500. And this is definitely a round to try to do it in. We start off on one of those nice intersections, the 709.
Mm.
This again reminds me of that. This even more so the Lesotho area, the dry kind of mountains for
Mm.
sure. And sure enough, there's the 709. Takes him only about 20 seconds to find it.
Gives him enough time to try and find the cities and try and pinpoint.
Mm-hmm. So we know sort of east west what those towns are.
Road S609 apparently is just not nothing you'll find on
Yeah,
Google Maps.
I didn't even realize that S was a road designation until this round. I'm like, S? I've never seen an S anything in South Africa, but
Mm.
yeah. Maybe it's a province number or a old outdated number that they have replaced. I'm not sure, but
It might just be like the smallest designation you've got.
yeah. There's please Prit. Pruitt. There we go. Now again, just checking that intersection that comes off at sort of a southeasterly direction.
Mm.
That seems to match up,
I think
at least in terms of direction.
the most helpful part you've got here is the way the main road curves.
Mm-hmm. Not a through intersection, it's another T. He's gonna got just under 3.5 minutes. There's a big curve to the north. There's a decent curve to the south as well. Ah, like there's a nice curve.
Yep. Not that one.
Not yeah, not that one. It goes the other direction. There's Hobhouse. I love South African names. It's a really interesting mix of Afrikaans, English, Dutch, and local languages all mixed together.
Yeah.
A fun time.
The problem is you never really know which language you're supposed to pronounce them in.
Exactly. That's the linguistic puzzle, and it looks like he has, with 2.5 minutes, found the right road. Keep checking.
Yeah, just making sure there's no other intersection that would match.
Yeah, he's already off a perfect game, so there's no point in losing points when you no need to hurry. Just take your time, get that ace. And it looks like he's pretty confident. And he will guess, and 5K for him as well. There, Calamity, you are still in the lead. An ace for you as well. Another perfect round. I assume quite a few perfect rounds in this one, given the beautiful sign at the start.
Yes, all the perfect rounds. Not a single person didn't get a perfect round in this game.
Very
nice.
This round. I would like to know if that's the first time that's happened. I don't know. We've had so many 25Ks. It can't be the first time that's happened.
It happened literally 2 rounds prior to that in round 2.
Okay, there we go. So it's happened twice in 1 week. Lightning does strike twice. Okay, well, we'll finish this up with Carp in round 5. And given how easy things have been, we've got 3 drivers here on a perfect score. How many people in our whole field are on a perfect game going into this one, Calamity?
There are...
Almost everyone.
Let me just quickly check. 13.
13 out of the 24. We did have some players not actually play the game, so it's still quite a huge number as we get into round number 5 here. And a city with the road names at the start. At least there's a sign there. I don't know if you can actually read them. Harp has jumped across the road looking at this tractor farm supply store.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a store name, not a town. There we go. Municipal Bibliothek Ottosdale. That's probably the town name, given that it was the city library. So now the trick is to just get outside of town, and oh, there's that sign. We need a road number. There we go. R507. Oh, that's a familiar number. Didn't we see that in was it round 1, round 2?
Let me just chat. I'm not quite sure. No, we had R502, and I think we had R607 or 707, something like that.
Oh, it was 607. Okay. Or something. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 617 actually.
Ah, okay. Never mind. 502 was what we saw, and I thought it was similar. So he's found Ottosdale. Now, I'm surprised he hasn't even quite noticed that there's a road sign right behind him.
I haven't
either. He doesn't
either.
seem to need it. You haven't either?
I was kind of distracted a bit.
There we go. It's a bit tricky to read. Looks like it starts with an L.
Oh, I never noticed there are road signs in AutoStar.
You never know, my
no,
word. I noticed that right at the beginning.
I never saw them.
2 rounds you missed it. 2 rounds you missed it.
I mean, in round 1 I eventually found them, in this one I never saw them.
True. You eventually find. Really?
Well, that would have made it a lot easier. Now I know why those people were so quick.
Learning something new every day. And there's the guess in from Carp, and sure enough, an ace for him. So a perfect game for him. Perfect game from you, Calamity. We can see as you are on the leaderboard there. M the Baseman, me, and Wickham, aces in this round as well.
Yes, almost. M the Baseman dropping 10 points. He was too far east by 2 intersections. But what I have to say about this round is that it actually had a very annoying part, which was that the pin was actually quite heavily misplaced. If you
Yes, you can
remember,
definitely see that.
yeah, if you remember in the round, you were at the sort of southeastern part of the road here, quite far south and a bit east of the intersection with Lubbock Street.
Hmm.
And the actual pin was sort of north and pretty central. So it was misplaced by about 10 meters,
Hmm.
which led to the odd situation where a boxer who eventually ended up winning just didn't really bother pinpointing and got 10 meters closer than everyone else. Um,
Oh, yeah, you can clearly see that from the footage. We are on that the Voortrekker Street, and the pin is way off on Lubbe Street. So, like, it's definitely off on the wrong road, and so just a little bit of luck in the standings here this time in South Africa. But overall, a very easy walk down the lane here in South Africa. Again, I don't know if drivers like that or not, given how crowded the top of the table is. Calamity.
yeah, I think it depends a lot on you personally,
Mhm.
and how you feel about certain countries. For me personally, I'd rather have the more difficult seeds in the more difficult countries. Um, but other players surely prefer like someone who just wants to go fast. Maybe someone
Mhm.
like Boxer who's like 2 minutes per round might prefer like an easy seed, and especially people who are very good at pinpointing might do as well. Like if you don't have to worry about finding the location in the first place, then you can
Mhm.
focus fully on getting as close as you need to be.
Yeah, yeah, definitely different strategies for that. So, well, thank you all for joining us here in South Africa. It was a very fast one, and we hope to see you all next week in Finland. We're back to Scandinavia. We'll see you all in the cold north next time. Take care.
Bye.